it is incumbent upon me to inform my subscribers that a unanimous verdict by the jury of guilty has been returned against Richard Allen. The guilty verdict is not because the state of Indiana carried the burden. It is because Richard Allen attorneys was ineffective as counsel. Let me put it another way. When Richard Allen defense failed to put him on a stand to testify and be cross-examined, the jury knew that he was the murderer. They knew he was Bridge guy. I know what you're saying. You're saying, hey, he has the right to plead the fifth. He has the right to hold the state to his burden. That's right. But what you don't understand about the Fifth Amendment right is it must be exercised strategically with a strategic, definitive outcome. Okay? Let me put it another way. Pay close attention what I'm about to say. By the way, I guarantee you a guilty verdict has been rendered already. If Richard Allen was so enthusiastic about talking about being on Munhigh Bridge or in that area, I don't know if I'm saying that name right, in that area at that time, and willing to talk to the police at the time, why not take the stand and be cross-examined? Why? See, people, he is the killer. I guarantee he is the killer. Y'all bear with me. I'm tired. It's cold. I ain't ate in a week. I've been eating out the trash can. Things is hard, but it's all good. Check this out. I ate a cheeseburger today, and it was good. Check this out. See, you was freely willing to go talk to the police before you was arrested. Now that you are charged and indicted, you don't want to talk. That means you have something to hide. See, people, you have to understand. You must exercise your right to remain silent from the very beginning to protect yourself. Never, ever talk to the police. See, he was the killer. He wanted to know what they had, what they didn't have. I know what y'all was saying. Hey, it was no DNA at the scene. It was none of this here. Well, consider this. He marched the girls clear across a lake in water, so there wouldn't be no DNA. Any DNA would be lost anyway. He never got the chance to really do nothing to him. The little girls never got a chance to scratch him or grab him. Because when he cut there, when he had total control, okay? He had total control. This man said he had on the very same clothes as the Bridge guy. True. The eyewitness did not identify Richard Allen. This is because they may have not really gauged his height, etc. But none of that really matters because, see, Richard Allen freely reached out to the police to talk to them about this here. So when it come to trial, why won't you take the stand? See, people, you have to know something about the law. You have to know something about strategy to see what I'm saying. See, if you was freely willing to talk to the police as long as you wasn't charged, now that you charged, what do you have to hide? What don't you want to answer? This is why the jury has found him guilty. Understand something, people. This is not a set of facts where he don't have to testify. This is where he should have testified, okay? And because he did not testify, the jury already made the connection that he had something to hide. Now, When you look at the fact that Judge Gorsh, yes, she was biased. She did everything against the defense. People, they just want a conviction because once they convict him, they are depending on the inmates to kill him, the guards to kill him, or he kill himself. See, they already know that once they convict him and send him to prison, they're not going to put him in no single cell. They can't put him in a single cell by itself. Okay? So the inmate's going to try to rape him and beat him up, so he's going to kill himself. It's going to be over with. People. This is why they driving so hard yeah, I will agree that the trial is unfair. It's unfair. They know it's unfair. But a jury has already found him guilty because he should have took the stand. The fact that he did not take the stand is hardcore proof that he's bridge guy, and I stand by that. I bet my life on that. I bet this station on. As a matter of fact, if he's not found guilty, I will give Speak Van Holden 247 to J. Rod on point. I will give it to him. I would start fresh because I'm confident in my analysis. I'm confident in my legal knowledge. See, I just know the law so well because I study so hard. Now, when you look at the fact that no evidence connected Richard Allen, nothing. But you have to understand, the jury is the judge of what to believe and what not to believe. And when you look at the pictures of the girls being murdered and slain and look at the reaction of Richard Allen, they have already made the connection that he is the killer. You a grown man seeing these two little kids murdered and you show no sympathy? You are the cold, wicked killer that they say you are. And you will get what's coming to you. This is why, let me back up. When they arrested Richard Allen, they didn't have nothing. A lot of y'all don't know they arrested him based on what his wife said. His wife is play acting. She is the confidential informant. Hey, you don't have to agree with it. This is my analysis. From my experience, she is the confidential informant. Why do you think she showed up with Richard Allen to talk to the police? Do y'all understand why did she go with him? This has never been explained. And when they whisked him off, she didn't say nothing. She was not out saying, my husband is innocent. He's innocent. She was not doing this because she know he's the killer. She gave the evidence. Come on, people, wake up. It's like Brian Kohlberger. Why you think his family not visiting him, not saying he innocent? They told on him. This is the same parallel. Think about it, people. Somebody lock you up saying this here. Why wouldn't you be out there talking to the media? Why wouldn't you be out there campaigning if you believe that he was innocent, if you knew he was innocent? Because you can't campaign for people when you know they done did this. Wake up, people. This is why I reserve my opinion until a trial. Because I want to see if he take the stand. This is the same reason why Kohlberger can't take the stand, people. Remember, your Fifth Amendment right must be exercised strategically, not just exercised. Remember, why would Richard Allen reach out to the police? See, he was trying to get that money. He was trying to get at that money. But the problem is, you had the same clothes on as the bridge guy. And then you say you was out there watching the fish. You had your stock ticker. I don't know if you got stock or not. Evidently, you ain't got no money. You couldn't hire your independent attorney. So, when you look at the facts that you did not take the stand, Mr. Richard Allen, you guilty, buddy. Just like Kohlberger guilty. This is why he can't take the stand. Because under cross-examination and direct, they won't have an answer. They don't know how to answer. it would lead to something that would expose them. So when I look at Richard Allen in the Kohlberger case, both of them guilty. They are out of there. This is why they can't take the stand. Now let me explain something. You never take the stand when the indictments does not give you sufficient notice. You must object to that. Once again, these are strategic things. For example, if you go to trial, if you indicted and they try to take you to trial, you must object when the indictment does not state the manner or means of doing something. For example, if they say you possess drugs, it must state how did you possess it. It must be detailed. If they say you murdered somebody, it must say how you murdered somebody. If they say you assaulted somebody, it must state the manner and means. That is the only reason why you don't take the stand, but you first must object to those defects for insufficient notice. This brings me to a case of Karen Gunnar Villegas, the state of Texas versus Karen Gunnar Villegas. Pay close attention. The state has charged Karen Gunnar Villegas with continuous prostitution and continuous trafficking of a child, and compelling prostitution of a child. But when you look at the indictments, it does not state the manner of means. So through me, Karen Gunnar Villegas, as I instructed her, told her attorney, Danielle Uher, to attack the indictments for insufficient notice of the charges. She refused to do so. What she did, she jumped off the case 2 days before trial, 2 days before jury trial. She jumped off the case telling the judge that I threatened to kill her. Why? Because she knew that going to trial, when her client told her to attack the indictments, that it was going to be overturned on direct appeal or post-conviction remedies of a writ habeas corpus for ineffective assistance of counsel. So she jumped off the case. Now she got another attorney on the case. And no matter how they slice the pie, people, she has been instructed not to take the stand, do not testify, let them take you to trial, let them find you guilty. It can be overturned easily. They know it and I know it. Now, they have went to the extent to try to fool Karen Gunnar Villegas and her family to say that, oh, we got an arrest warrant for Mr. Theodore Simmons for threatening Danielle Uher. Well, where y'all at? I don't have a warrant for my arrest for that. You already know what it is. You know when I speak, I know what I'm talking about. That's what y'all fear. Karen Gunnar Villegas is ready for her jury trial. You can't win and you won't win. See, you don't like hearing me saying that. Because you know why I can say that? Because the errors have been preserved. It's been going on 4 years. She has not went to trial. She has been prejudiced. So guess what? The only way you win if she take a plea deal. She ain't taking no plea deal. You can take that plea deal and stick it where the sun don't shine. She got help out here. You understand? Now, in conclusion, remember, people, your rights must be exercised strategically with a particular objective in mind. Without exercising your rights strategically with a particular outcome in mind, you won't know the outcome. There are certain outcomes that are guaranteed when you attack a case a certain way, because the law in regards to the facts are settled. So I'm going to close out and say Richard Allen has been found guilty. The deliberation as it stands today is just semantics. He's out of there. His wife turned him in. I stand by that. And that's just the way that is. And welcome back to Speak Van Holden 247. If you like, subscribe and share. And make it a part of your everyday life. 247, when you get up or when you lay down. Because if you stay down with me, you're going to learn a lot of things. You're going to learn how to think. You're going to learn how to defend yourself. You're going to learn to think strategically. And that's just the way it is. I'm signed off. It's cold. I ain't got no cover. I'm hungry. I'm starving. It's time to eat something. Let me see what they got in the trash can across the street. Come on, fellas. Let's go.